So welcome guys to my channel Python Spy, and it's a new channel for me. So this is the logo of my channel Python Spy. Let's define the world. So we are presenting you a simple project that will be looking good at your resume. This project is named by me as AI chatbot with Python from scratch. My name is Sarthak Bhatnagar. So yeah. So this is the channel with a whole new community to support the coding blood of the Indian society. I'm going to start with some. This video will be like introduction for my channel. That what are my capabilities and what can you expect in the future from this channel if you subscribe. Yeah, let's move on to the next slide. So who am I? This is the main question arises with most of the people watching now. So you can see at the top right corner my picture, that is me. I'm a student at SRM Ramapuram. My field is computer science engineering. For the knowledge, I am a Python freak and nothing more. You can follow me on my GitHub and my Instagram. The link will be in the description, so it will be easy for you. So let's move to the next slide. So the project that we are going to work today is AI chatbot. So this tutorial is showing you the what is the what how powerful is Python and how easy it is to create a chatbot from scratch using it, and having some more features like from JSON script to have some dialogue and things that I will show you in the later on part of the video. There are many software that help you with this, like Google's Dialogflow. This is the new software that will help you to create your own chatbot, and you can implement it on your application softwares and many other things. But what is our motive is to learn how these softwares are built, how Dialogflow is built. So like we will be just doing a small part, how the what is the baseline, what is how is made, or how the software is working. So that is all we will be seeing today in this video. So what is the project requirement for this is intermediate knowledge of Python, how to import files, how to handle classes and objects and errors, Python 3 syntax, how to download some packages from pip. You guys must have the latest version of pip. Anaconda also, if there's Anaconda, then it will be that's super cool for you guys. And also like you should know how to create a virtual environment, how to work in virtual environment. Those will things will not be cleared in this video, but yeah, if you will be having any doubt installing those modules that I will be showing you in the later on, then you can ping me in the comment section, or you can email me, or you can go to my Instagram ID and have some question section. If I am free, then I can give you a what I can show you, what I can say like on video call. Also I can handle your task. There will be no difficulties there. So yeah, so that's all for now, and let's move on to the practical section of this tutorial. So here you can see my Insta ID, GitHub and email. So yeah, let's move to the hand-on section of this tutorial. So I will be meeting you there. Thank you. So now you guys can see that what you can expect from my taking overview of this project. So now let's jump into the course right now. So like first we will be starting by importing some node modules of our packages from Python import feature. So here we are importing NLTK, which stands for Natural Language Toolkit. You can know more about this thing in the documentation. It's nicely done, and you might not get any problem in reading that thing. So what this NLTK does is it's a natural language toolkit that is used for research when it comes to language processing, words processing, voice processing, like those things of what it comes under that feature, that it is used most often in that feature. So in the next line what we are importing is from nltk.stem.lanchester we are importing Lanchester stemmer. This is an class that is used to tokenizing and doing some stem workings. So you can read about this also in the documentation. So here what we are doing is just we are creating an object of Lanchester stemmer class by simply saying like stemmer. You can name it like what you want, and doing it like it was to Lanchester stemmer class. So it creates an object of this class. Then we are importing some known packages of Python like NumPy, because we will be working with arrays a lot in this tutorial, and Python by default not come with an array, so we are importing the package for this. tflearn is another package that we'll be using. TensorFlow is a famous package for machine learning and deep learning for like in Python. It is created by Doodle. It is created by Doodle, so it's like most popular right now after PyTorch and those modules. Random is to shuffle things like randomly and picking up random numbers for that only. JSON is to work with a JSON file that I'm going to show you right now. And the PITL is to save and open the PITL files that store some data points of our model. So let's go to intents.json and see. So this is my JSON file. So what this JSON file contains, it is JSON file usually contains the dictionaries and list values which can be called by any other language. It's very convenient for using. Here we have written some small script so that our chatbot can know what to answer when these questions are when these questions have been asked. So like the intent is the work to be done. It has the work that is going to be done. So first intent is greeting, to greet someone. If the someone is saying hi, then what our chatbot should respond, like hello, good to see you again, hi there, how can I help you. These things are the responses. These are the intents, and collectively this is known as a single intent, a single word. So like that only I have created some usual intents, and as usually you can create more of yours as you want. Like I set for greeting, goodbye, age, name, shop, hours. Like I am creating some small restaurant chatbot right now for this tutorial. It is very simple. No high things are done in the scripting technique. So let's get back again to our file. So here what we are doing next is we are opening our JSON file and storing its value to our data. We are storing its value to our data variable. So if we have worked with the file handling systems of Python, we know that we have to open a file with open intents.json as file data equals to json.load file. Because it's a JSON file, then we need a module known as JSON to decode its content and to show and to store its value in data in simple form. So we are using json.load. So what we are doing that for you, if you are running for first time this chatbot, then you will not be having this data.pickle thing. So what I am going to do is like I am using try and accepting. If data is .pickle is available, then we will just open that pickle file and we will load all the contents of that. And if we are not having this content file, like most of you will not have in the initial starting, then what we are doing, we are creating that pickle file again. So for creating the pickle file, what we are doing, we are initiating four class list. First one is words that will contain words, labels that will contain labels, dot x that will contain words and label both, and dot y will also contain stats that are going to be used. So what are the tags? So dot x will contain pattern and responses both. Word will contain each words, and labels will contain what are the collective response for that thing, like hello, and dot y which selectively contains all the tags like written, reply, age, name, shop, hours. So it's simple like that. So what we are going to do is now we are going to loop we are going to have a loop for data. So what we are saying, what for intent in data intents. So we are calling this dictionary. We are Since it's curly bracket, you can understand that this whole thing is a dictionary, and dictionaries elements can be called by the key of it. So the key here is intents. So all the things in intents are can be collectively known as intent. So what we are doing is we are saying for intent in data intents. So we are calling all the intents, and each and every intent is equals to an intent variable. And then inside the intent we are going to have a pattern. So we can read that inside the intent there is another dictionary known as pattern. So now we are calling patterns that contains the what in which pattern our data can be what I can say is questions can be asked in which patterns. So we are calling that pattern thing. So what we are going to do is we are tokenize each and every word, means separate each and every word in WRDS words, and going to append that words in our words list that I said that it will contain all the words in the list. And document X also will be containing these words, and document Y will contain, as usually I said, the each tag, that this tag responds to these words like that. Now we are using this stemmer class in the forward now. So we can see like words equals to stemmer.stem. Stem is the function that can be used with this class, means it is a function inside the stemmer class. We are lowering each and every words, like there are some capital, you can see there are some capital words, like first letters in each of the patterns and responses are capital. So what we are going to do is we are going to lower these words so that a computer can understand simply, and there will be no complex coding ahead. So we are going to small each and every letter, and it's a very simple. This is a single line implementation of what I can say is initializing a loop, appending a letter, and working on that thing. Means it's collectively in one line. If you are in another language, then you first have to create a loop, then you have to work to make it lower, and then you have to append these in the words list. But collectively in Python we can do it in a simple line by using the square brackets, and first listing the operation that we are going to do, then instantiating the loop, and then we can also give the if any there is any case that if w is not equals to it. Now it's like a statement, it's a decision loop, decision tree, and if it is inside the square brackets, then it will automatically append each and every operation that will gonna happen. So in next line we can see is we are implementing, we are sorting the list words, and this is very simple task in Python. Just we have to use the sorted function or inbuilt function of Python, and we are also going to sort out the labels accordingly to the words. So it's very simple. So it can be very simple to use it ahead. Now what we are going to do is we are going to create two more lists for our training list that will contain our training data, and output list that will contain our output data. And out empty is like it will contain all the zero value in the starting, but when the training is happening, it will contain some random values that would be useful when training the model, when loading the model in future. So what we are going to do is we again have a loop for x and dot in enumerate documentary x. So dot x is containing each and every words separately. So what we are doing here is we are separating, and we are expanding that documentary x and distributing between x and dot. So what is now happening is we are creating an empty list of bad, And again we are using words to low again we are using word list, word variable, to lower down the each and every letter that resides in the document X class list, sorry. So same one line code we have written to execute 3 or 4 line code. Just I just said, the this thing is happening like, first of all bots will show you that it's a list, then first the operation that is going to be working on, then the loop, and then if there's any condition you have to set, then that condition also can be happening. And inside the loop we are again having a loop for word w in words. So the words in this list is we are going to loop from that, and if that w word is in this list, then we are appending 1, and if this is not in the list, then we are appending 0. And if you are confused that why we are appending 1 and 0, to so that I can make it clear it out, that 1 and 0 will correspond to how much words are there for training, and what are the spaces, blank spaces inside the list, because there are many blank spaces too. For that only we are using 0, and if it's the word, then we are matching the word. So now what are we going to do is, like, output row is will be the shape of empty output, and output row will contain the labels of documentary document y, and that will be equals to 1. Okay, and now what we are going to do is we are appending each, and we are appending batch in the training and output row in the output. And here we are doing this like that. This is very simple task, you should know how to do that. And then we are training this into a numpy array, converting it into a numpy array so that we can easily work with neural networks here. Then we are doing a very simple task of saving this. You know that we tried to open the data.pital, but it was not there, so that we have to do this. So again, now what we are doing, that we are saving that file in data.pital, so that the next time when you execute, it will skip whole this part and it will start from here itself. Only this much code will be needed to execute, so the timing will be also saved. So you can see what is the feature of saving the data. So yeah, so we are doing it for saving a pital file. It's very easy. We only need to do, like, if you have been working with files, then it would be a lot of easier for you reading and writing things, if you know how to use Python to read files and edit the files. We are doing like with open data.pital, and we are doing writing. We will write in it as f. We are open the data file as f, and we, what is the operation we need? If we have to write it, we have to write on the file. And we are just dumping each and everything. Dump means like just randomly dump all the things in the file. So we are doing pital.dump. What we are, since we are dumping words, labels, training, and output, in which we are dumping in file f file we are dumping. So it's very simple, and you should know it, you should have understand it. And if you have any difficulties understanding all this line of codes, then you can comment me down and I can help you with understanding. And don't take tension if you are means if you're thinking that these are things are high level. Once you will start the neural network and machine learning, and then these will be a piece of cake for you guys. It's very simple. So what we are doing now is we are resetting the default graph of TensorFlow. TensorFlow.reset default graph, we are using this class, and now we are creating a neural network. This cannot be said to be a neural network, but yeah, for you guys, in simple word, I can say that it's a neural network for you. So we are doing net equals to tflearn.input data. So first network will contain the network in which layer, which will get the input from the user or from the system, and we are defining that in which shape the input shall come. So we are defining the shape of the input that will be going to fed to the neural network. So it's none means 0, comma, length of the training set, first element of the training set. So hopefully you will understand that. So what is the first value of the training set? It's the batch. So indirectly we are using the length of batch. That's the first I can say element, and batch is itself the list. Means it can, you can say it's like there's the 2D list like things and the training list. Then we are creating another network that will contain, that is fully connected, means that will be fully connected to the previous network and the next coming network. So what it will contain as input, it will take net only as input and throw output as 8. And again we are creating two same network that will have the, and this net will contain this will get input as of this net and throw the output of 8 networks. Then last is the output net, that is also a fully connected net. And the activation, you do not need to have an activation, do not need to understand activation for now. It might get for somewhat high level, but for you it is used for binary classification right now, I can say it like that. Now what we are using is net equals to tflearn.regression. What does regression mean? It's a simple machine learning algorithm which means of comparing each and every features of the each and every feature to the input feature, means input class, to predict its in which class it is. So and last we are doing model equals to tflearn dot dense neural network. It's a type of neural network. It is a dense neural network, means it takes input of one dimensional input only. It is not used as a two-dimensional or three-dimensional. It's only taken as a one-dimensional input, like these words. If you are working with images, you cannot use deep neural network without flattening it. But it's again high level, so I'm not going deep into that. Just for now, you can understand that we are using dense neural network as input for model. And what we are sending as input, we are sending the net as an input. So what we are doing is, now we are again using try and except. So what does try and except do? If the model is already saved, like in my folder there's many models that is already saved. So in my, if I run this file right now, it will not need to execute this new part of the neural network. It will not need to execute this or part of neural network. It will directly load that model and be ready to be use it. But for you guys, these models will be not there. So what will happen, it will try to throw an error that there is no model named load model.tflearn. So we are using try and except to catch that error, and if any error occurs, then what we are going to do is we are going to execute this whole code right now and train our model. And what we will do is saving the model, so that again when we come, we only need to load the model, not to train the model again. So for training, what we are doing is we are doing model.fit. What does model.fit takes as input is first the training data set, that the training data set we need. The validation data set is the, like you can understand, is like to test some of its own, means when it's predicting, it will test on the validation data set for some time, so that it can make a graph of validation or accuracy and training accuracy, because always training accuracy is higher than the real accuracy. For that we are using this output values for validation. Then we are using epoch. Epoch is like how many times these neural network will contains in a loop. So for that we are using epoch of 1000. Batch size means that at one time how many size should be the input be thrown, and you can see from here it's 8 automatically. Batch size we are also using as 8. Show metric equals to true means that it should show us the accuracy and the loss. So we are making it to true, that so that we can see what is the runtime accuracy of the model. At the last, after just doing these training stuff, we are just going to save that model as model.tflearn. Now that we have saved till here, it was only the part of saving and training the model. Now we have to execute it also. If you don't mind that we have not created anything chatbot, we are not ready to talk now. So what we will do is now we will create a function to have to take an input and let the bot predict what can be the output. So we are defining an class known as we are defining a class define batch of words. It will take input as a single line and the words. So batch of words, what we will do is we will again create a list and put all the zeros inside this with the length of words, what are the words coming. So what we are doing s word equals to analytic dot word dot nice. Again we are tokenizing that no exclamatory mark things will be removed from the word. So we are doing that, and again we are making all the words into the lower shape that so that it will be easy to work. And what we are doing is that we are looping through each and every word inside the s words, and what we are saying that and if the word w is equals to se and the w is the word that resides inside the words, the list that we are forwarding to the function. So if the word is equals to se means that word is in this list of words, means we are comparing it is that the word in this list is in this list. Then what we are going to do is we are going to just append one to the bar, and what we will do is we will be returning the numpy array of bar, so that we will know that how many words are there that is going to be matched. So it would be pretty much simple. So now we are creating a chat class that will be used for chatting. So we are simply printing a line so that user can know that now we can start talking with the chatbot, and we are saying that type quit to stop. So we are just using a simple while loop so that we can chat till the user types quit, and when the user will type quit, then what will happen is the loop will break. So we are taking input equals to input, and we are saying you can use it like ask question like those things. If and then what we will be doing is that we will lowering down each words of the input and we will match it to quit. If that word is equals to quit, then we will simply break the class, we will simply break the while loop and we will exit. And if it's not, then what we are going to do is we are going to be results equals to model dot predict, and what we are going to predict is batch of words input and words. So as you know that what are the words is the list that we created here. Yeah, and the words class contains these inputs, these patterns and responses, so that if we pass the words and input and here it matches those, and if the input matches or slightly match through one of the patterns, it will randomly generate one of the output from this. So it's very simple. If it's very simple, what is happening like words is containing these things: hi, how are you, is there anyone, then see you later, and how old are you, what is the name, I'd like to buy something. So if the user's input is matching through one of these also, like see you later, then what will be we are doing, we are randomly printing one of the responses from here. We will be printing out the random response from here. If the user asks see you later, and then response will be random digit will be 2, what will happen that it will print goodbye. Random value is 0, it will print uh, see you set to see you true. If it's 1, then it's talk to you later, so that will respond to the output. So what we are doing is result index. The result index means the what are the results that is predicted by the this input, like 0 or 1 or 2. and that will be, we will be taking the maths of that number, means there will be percentages of each and every number, like the percentage for the zero input. Zero is 50%, 70%, 90%. The maximum percentage of thing will be taken as the results. And what we will do is we will just simply add that tag to one of these, and we will just simply print that response. And to work with this also, we have to import the chat function. So we will call the chat function right here now. So it's very simple, and let's see if this thing will execute or not. And yeah, let's run it. So as you see, it started to run. It might take some time. Yeah, don't just ignore those, because those are just a warning that some of the features are being not here in my system. So let's see if I type hi, so it will say like the result probability for the greeting tag was maximum, so it brought to the greeting tag. Then it matches, it randomly generates and response from the greeting tag. And what was the response? Randomly it generated good to see you again. So now we will type how old are you. So it's saying I am 19 years old. So when we sent how old are you, the maximum proposition was of that age. So it went to the age C, and it randomly selects one of the output. It selected I am 19 years old, so it selected that and printed that thing out. So this is how smartly it can respond. We can say what's your name. It is, again it will go to the name tag. It will select, see what is the question. It said, oh, it's what's the name. Let me select randomly. So it selected, okay, I'm going to print out I'm Sarthak. So it printed that. So like these things are just like simple, very simple chatbot. And again, I can type quit. To quit, it will take some time and it will quit out of the loop. So you guys see how simple was it to create a fully functioning chatbot, and you guys can create your own. And again, this was not a practical implementation of this chatbot, it was just a console application. It's just a theory, it's just a thinking of that how might a chatbot can work. If you have great imagination also, you can create the GUI version of this chatbot. That is not I'm going to teach you right now, because it's not worth for that, because nowadays many softwares have came to do that work, and it's a waste. It's like wasting of time to create your own chatbot from scratch in like days of now, because creating a chatbot is can be pretty much confusing. And like a simple console chatbot was took us so much time, like 115 lines of code. And if you are creating like a GUI version of that, you might don't want to do that so much work. So what you guys can simply do is simply go to Google and type Dialogflow, and use their chatbot making techniques to make your own chatbot. It will create you a JSON file, and you can use the Dialogflow JSON file into some random application that you guys want. So again, if you like this tutorial, you can make me suggest that what should I teach you next. There are many projects also, and if you want me to teach you from scratch of a neural network deep learning, you can suggest me that also. I can have a classes on, I can create some classes from scratch things. It might be very interesting to see. So comment down below that if you like this or not. Bye.